All right, we made it. I'm a little late. Sorry about that. I had to log into Restream and it made me identify crosswalks and all this. Anyway, I'm here. I've got the chat. We'll see how this works because I'm just on my laptop today. So I don't have a whole bunch of room on my screen, but I'm going to do my best. We're going to see how it goes. So, here's what's going to happen. Today we are working on the NASA Landsat Data Processing Pipeline. And in what we're doing is we have an API that we get our ESPA images from the NASA Landsat data that comes down from the satellite circling the globe. They are moving from version 1.3, 1.4 of their API. We're moving from 1.3 up to their new version of the API, version 1.5. Now, this is something that I have been working on back and forth for the past couple of months. Basically, they attempted a database migration on the API on version 1.3, and it didn't quite work. I'm not sure if it ever got set back up exactly correctly, but they were very nice and sent me a code snippet of version 1.5 working, and so I'll show you that. And then ideally what we're going to do is we're going to integrate that into the Theia application that we use to get data down from ESPA. So let me go ahead and show you my screen. Get rid of this. Wait, no, I just want to minimize it. Okay, so here we are on the imagery request page of Theia. And the thing is that when I try to submit this right now, I get this error message, which says, you can't see this so good. 1 second. Please hold. Okay. Task locate scenes raised unexpected. None type object is not subscriptable. And what it's talking about when it says that the none type object is not subscriptable is that in our basically we're not getting data back. And the reason that we're not getting data back is that we get a very specific error message. So here, where we're supposed to be getting data down, we're not getting data down. And so that is what we are going to fix today. Now, I think on a previous stream, I went through this in the past and demonstrated exactly what's null in here. But basically what happens is we try in our EROS wrapper to get our request data, and it ends up not working. So here's what's going to happen is we are going to switch this out. And it tells me like the error from the actual API is something like dataset name is not present in the request body. And as you can very clearly see right here, dataset name is literally the very first thing I send. So that having been said, I reached out to the team about this and they sent me this beautiful Jupyter notebook demonstrating how it works. Now, what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to comment this out because it's basically the same. This is the second one that we have to make a call. So we have to make 2 calls. First, we need to make a scene search call, and then we need to get data sets. And so here's what's going to happen is, let me go ahead and run this for you to demonstrate. So this is going to be our service URL, which we're going to end up including here. So we're going to switch this out. Now, this is one of the fundamental things that I have been working with. The documentation has this in it, but now that we have working code, we can go off of working code. So we have our base URL, then it sends a request, right? And we do it first with our API key. I'll show you where we get the API key. Cool. All that is good. And then this is all handling. Then we do, did I already run this? There we go. So then you can send in your login parameters prior to this stream. I put these in another file. Basically, you have to have credentials for ESPA. You can make them, anybody can create them for free. NASA provides its data to the public as open data. But then when I do this, I get my API key down, which previously I was printing out. I'm not going to print out on stream, but we get it in there. And then we make our actual call with our data set name, this, and then our search parameters just as we do over here. Okay. So first we're going to do our scene search, and then we're going to do our actual data sets. But I'll show you this does work. So here it is. We have a run number of 29, which means it ran, and then we see all our data here. Now, yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Okay, so then after that, we can do our actual data set search. And it searches and it gets back the stuff that we need. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and integrate this into Thea today. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that this is exactly what we have in Thea. And it's not, and the reason it's not is that we have the scene search thing on the end, which I'm going to move. This is the previous URL right here. And ideally, ultimately, we're going to be able to move this. In fact, maybe we can go ahead and do that. Because we do search once and then we go and get the scenes. But login we do still need. So for now, I'm going to leave it right here. Oh, I can show you the response from EROS. So let's look at that. Yeah, see, it says the parameter data set name is required and not supplied. Clearly supplied anyway. So let's take a look at what they do. So it looks like we can go ahead and use this URL for everything, which is great. So actually, I'm going to full on switch this out. Believe me, that scares me. API. And then we're going to do login. Or not there, not there, not there. This is going to be scene search. So that's done. Data set search. And then later we do scene search. Okay, so we're going to do that in search once. And then where do we do login? EROS post. That works. That's good to know. So where we call EROS post. Let's just make sure it worked. Now, do I think that this is going to work out of the box? No. I don't. I'm an old and jaded woman. Okay, so let's run our worker again. Run our app again. Come over here. For some reason, there's some kind of issue with the button, which I need to solve separately. So in the meantime, all right, ready? Now, literally all we're just doing this to see what error message we get. Theoretically, login should work. I'm saying theoretically. Great. So there's the request. So login is successful, I guess. And then the error is this is the most unhelpful thing I've ever seen. Let's look at locate scenes. So login works, that's great. Well, login doesn't necessarily work. Let's do this. Just to make sure. Because you can't just print when you call a method and expect that that means it worked. Oh, we have to rerun it. Grr. This is the one annoying thing about this. We can talk about what all these numbers mean. We talk about what all these numbers mean on a prior stream. Yeah. So I'm not seeing success on this. Print. Shut her down again. I'm going to use the bathroom real quick. Give me 1 second. I'll be back shortly. Get some coffee or something. All right. All right, so what it says is wait. Input parameter required. So let's take a look at what we do here. Because it works over here. JSON data. Post with the URL and the JSON data, which I believe we do. I'm looking at this EROS prepare thing and trying to figure out what's going on here. I don't know if we're going to end up needing all of this. What if we do this? Watch this. Because that's what they do, literally, right? We might not need all that prepare stuff. URL JSON data. Pardon. See how that does. Because it'd be nice, actually, if we could strip a bunch of code out of that file. For sure. Okay, it's running. Okay. Great. Got an unexpected keyword argument authenticating. We're getting past Are we? No, we're not. Line 60 in API.url, API.py. Oh, this isn't mine. I see. EROS wrapper line 23. Oh, right. Because we're not using that method anymore. Great. Okay, try it again. Response has no attribute yet. How are they doing it in here? Response.text. Where is output coming from? Here. Okay, fine. Let's try that. All right, we'll go look at it again. All right. Here we go. Well, at least it's the same error message as we were getting before, which means that EROS prepare wasn't breaking. What does it mean by input parameter required? Let's do this. Whoops. See how that does. I just want to see what I'm getting. The parameter username is required and wasn't supplied. Well, then what are we doing? Username, password. Well, what do I put? That is very clearly username. Let's see. What if we do now? EROS wrapper doesn't inherit from anything. Where are these methods used? So it's only used inside of these things. Now I want to know where search once is used. Here. And where is search called? I want to find the outside collaborator. There. So what if we do this for the moment? And the one thing we do need is no, I guess we don't. Let's grab this. Make the whole thing like class level. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Let's sys. All right, here we go. Grab that. Utils get username. Utils get password. And this is going to be self.sendRequest. Let's go ahead and put this outside the EROS wrapper for now, just to get the access to it that we need, and then we can figure out how we want to arrange all this stuff later. Okay. We'll deal with passing stuff in later. Move all this over. There we go. So you can kind of see everything. And then I think what we actually want is see and search. And not this. And we'll worry about the search later. See if that works as advertised. Okay. So now if we run this thing, let's see what happens to us. All right, well, that's a lot better, obviously. And hashable type slice. We get our display ID, so now we just need to figure out where we're supposed to be ordering these. So before, what were we returning? From search. So we did search. Parse results, said I. Let's try that. And it comes from results, I believe. results equals parse. Because this is a class method, I think is why. Let's do this for now just to get it working. Because scenes, what does scenes look like at the top? We'll assume it's results. Let's try it. All right. Oh, there we go. So we get all the display IDs. Is that it? Does it just friggin' work now? Is that it? Look, it's like working. If that was all there is to it, I'm going to be livid because this file was huge. There's still more for us to do because we have to pass this in. We can't just like hard code it. But I want to see if this works. Get rid of all this crap. So this sometimes takes time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the stream and then return when that's done. Stay tuned. How do I pause it? Maybe I can't pause it. Well, I'll come back when wait for scene is done.